Bronny James just had his first game for USC, his college basketball debut. Now, as warm-ups were watching and everyone was watching, bro, in anticipation to see, man, how is Bronny actually going to perform in his first game? I mean, we see here he looks cool, calm, and collected. He's knocking down his shots, and everyone was really wondering, right, is Bronny going to live up to this last name? How is he going to play? Of course, he was out with the entire heart surgery, cardiac arrest situation, and everyone was just happy to see bro on the court. I mean, we see him, he looks pretty comfortable here in warm-ups, and of course, he did recently just officially get back into the USC practice, but how did bro actually perform? Let's take a look. Now, here are the stats right here. 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Now, you look at that initially, and what are people going to say? Bro is garbage. I'm going to be honest. You see points like this, what are you going to react? That's what people are going to say. Now, what did Bronny actually do in this game? Number one, he was on minutes restriction. So, of course, with minutes restriction, you're not playing as much. And, man, you see that block right there? Bronny just knocked it off of the backboard, looking like his pops. You know, you had to take the opportunity to say blocked by James, you know, like you had to say that. And then we see the next bucket here that he had. And man, do you hear that crowd? I mean, people are so excited to see him on the court, but Bronny was definitely receiving a ton of hate during this game, right? So we look at his points, it is not a lot of points. And man, some other people even commented on the game. We got Dwayne Wade. Watching Bronny walk out on that court gave me chills. Welcome back to the game. Love you, Bronny. And KD also saying welcome back. And that's fire to see them supporting Bronny after all that's happened. I mean, bro almost lost his life, and now he's able to step back on the court. But man, this did not stop the comments from attacking Bronny. House of Glaze. Now, House of Highlights was posting some crazy titles about Bronny, and this is how people were feeling. Basically, when somebody scores 4 points, no one keeps this same energy, but when Bronny does it, we say he had a good game. And I'm going to be honest, I really watched the game and saw, I gotta be honest, Bronny actually played relatively well. I think we all know Bronny is not one of these guys who's going to score 30 points every single game. He is a facilitator to get people involved, and that's exactly what he did in this game with limited minutes. And I gotta say, I was pretty impressed with how he just gelled into this team a lot better than I thought he would. And low-key, I think as you give Bronny some more time, he's going to be playing very impressive. I mean, he was already playing at a high level, only scoring 4 points. So I'm actually excited to see how bro's going to do in the future. But clearly some other people are not feeling it at all. Now, number 2, we got Bryce James. Bryce is back, man. They're talking about his smooth jumper, how he's playing. And let's see how bro was hooping out here. Now, a lot of people were even saying, a lot of people were even talking about Bryce. But let's take a look at his highlights. Now, I mean, his team looks pretty solid here. You see Bryce is kind of flowing into the offense, knocking down his shots as well. I mean, it looks like he's getting some playing time. But what's the question we're all wondering? How many points did Bryce score, and how did he actually play? Well, this comment really says it all. There's no way you said he was heating up, and he scored 9 points and 1 assist. That's glazing. And it's crazy. People are treating the same situation with Bronny the exact same way that they're talking about Bryce. Now, definitely 9 points is nothing crazy, but I think at this point we've kind of already established, man, Bryce is not the main scorer of this team, and I really don't think he's going to be for a little bit. I think it's definitely going to take him some time to really be able to fill in that role, and maybe it's going to be when he's a senior, similar to what happened with Bronny Bronny. Of course, it definitely took him some time to really be able to be like that on the court. Now, Bryce, I think, in my opinion, is really going to get looked at for his potential. I mean, 6'6" is something you just cannot teach, and mentality and really just being aggressive is something that you can develop over time. So low-key, I mean, it's not a great game, but you can't hate on bro. He scored 9 points. It's nothing crazy, but yes, we all know he's going to get looked at just because his last name is James. What do you expect? Now, we got to go to this as well. Saying a player's shot is looking smooth and only showing 3 shots in the highlight is wild. Now, that's what they said also in the beginning of this highlight. And I mean, he's spitting facts here too. You're only shooting three shots. No one else is getting this exact treatment. But we already talked about it, man. He's just going to get those looks and that attention on him. He's exciting to play, but I mean, this is not a lot of points, and it's really nothing crazy. A lot of other people have done it. Now, we take a look at Rob Dillingham and DJ Wagner. They just had a game for Kentucky. They won the game 81-66. And they were both hooping out here. Now, Bradshaw went for 17 points. Rob Dillingham, 17. Playing crazy again. And DJ Wagner, 9 points, 7 assists. Man, these guys are tearing it up on the offense. So let's take a look at their highlights. Now, Rob was going crazy. I'm not going to lie, but let's take a look at some of their other teammates. And lastly, we got DJ Wagner and how he was hooping out there. Now, I gotta say, one thing about this offensive team for Kentucky is this. I mean, if someone is not playing well, they always have a backup. I mean, they have so much talent on this team that, man, if one person just does not have offensively, it's not going their way, they got enough firepower to where someone else is going to pick up the slack. And that's what I like to see with all these guys. I mean, they are top draft picks, probably. I mean, DJ Wagner's playing well. Rob Dillingham, coming off of the bench, which is even crazier, has been doing his thing during the season. And overall, man, Kentucky is just fire to watch. They're looking very impressive. Now, next, we got to talk about Jalen Green's little brother. They are calling him the draft sleeper. And he actually was initially, I believe, in college or committed to a college. I believe it was Texas, and then ended up going to the NBL. So here are some of his highlights. Now, he is 6'6", which is important, and only turned 19. Pretty much plays exactly like Jalen Green, and was a 5-star recruit. So this is a similar situation as kind of where Melo took his talents to the same exact team, and here's how bro's looking. Now you can see, I mean, he's dunking the ball, very impressive there. He's holding on to the hoop, and people are violating his haircut, I'm not going to lie, which is kind of insane. I don't know what barbers they got over there, but he's got to get right. Now, he's knocking down his shots. I mean, he's looking pretty impressive out here. He looks like he's ready to go and play at the next level. It's definitely only highlights, but just the athleticism overall, you know, that can definitely help you in the NBA. I mean, 6'6" definitely plays a huge factor as well. He can shoot the ball, he can dribble. Now, is he really going to be able to make an NBA team like that? I mean, only time will tell. So many guys nowadays, even especially that play like this, end up where? In the G League. So it's crazy to see. I mean, he looks pretty impressive here, but we really are going to have to see him when he plays against NBA competition, draft combine, all of that stuff, how he actually performs. Now, here's what they're saying here. They're holding him back over there. Should have stayed with Texas. They need somebody like him right now. And that's definitely a tough situation because you never know. You always want to try to make the best opportunity you can. And clearly you thought the NBL was that. Definitely college is another opportunity where you have a lot of visibility and it's kind of a proven path. But man, we'll see how he does and how high he gets drafted. I think at least he'll be able to play in the G League with that sort of athleticism and talent. And if he's playing anything like Jalen Green, he'll at minimum be in the G League. Now we got to talk about Gilbert Arenas' son. He was going crazy in this game. These highlights were going viral, so I had to throw them in this video. Let's take a look. Now, Gilbert is going crazy on the sideline. I mean, I'm going to be honest, these dunks are kind of wild, especially I'm not even sure how old bro is, but he seems like he is pretty advanced for his age, especially how he's moving on the court. I know Gilbert has him working in the gym for sure. Now, look what they're saying here. Doing the big bowl celebration while wearing chanclas is crazy. And look at him. When I come with the thong sandals, it's game time. Gilbert is a clown. But man, his son is definitely looking impressive. Game is game, and you see how he's moving on the court. Now we got Javon Quinterly. Javon Quinterly was going crazy for the Memphis Tigers. He actually ended up, and him and his teammate combined for, I believe, around 53 points, which is insane. Now, David Jones, his teammate, went for 29 points, 5 threes, and Javon Quinterly, 24 points, 5 assists, and they led Memphis to a W against a ranked squad. Very impressive on Javon Quinterly's perspective. I don't know if bro is going to get drafted at this point. I mean, he's 24 and is probably more of an average guard. He's definitely super talented, but I think that for the NBA speaking, it's going to be tough for him to make a transition over there. And next we have Zack Edey. He had 35 points. Now this dude is definitely a top draft pick. A lot of people know him. He plays for Purdue and actually went against Alabama, which is Javon Quinterly's former school. Now he's 7'4", and he actually returned back to Toronto, and this was his hometown, and here's what he looked like. Now, I wouldn't say bro has a crazy exciting game, but for a big man, he's doing his thing, man. I don't got too much to say on bro. Now, what's even crazier is people were pointing this out. Nah, being 7'4" and only grabbing 7 boards is actually insane. And I mean, hey, bro, he's looking to try to make it to the NBA. And if you're 7'4" and only have 7 boards, bro definitely has a point there. Man, it's kind of questionable, I'm not going to lie. Now we got to talk about Caleb Love. He actually just played against Wisconsin. Caleb Love, remember, he was at UNC before, decided to go to Arizona, and now they're ranked #1, and he just dropped 20 points, 7 of 13 from the field, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. That stat line is crazy. He is filling up this stat sheet. Now, he actually led his team there, and this was a season high. He tied his season high, which is fire to see. Now, people even said he's thriving there for real, smart choice. And a lot of people thought he should leave UNC and even put his name in the NBA draft. Ended up going to Arizona, and it seems like things are working out well for him. Oh, man, we got to talk about Scotty Pippen Jr. Now, bro just went for 41 points. 41. Now, this is the G League. He's playing for the Lakers here. 41 points on the G League, shooting 16 of 26, 62%, which is definitely very impressive. And a lot of people are wondering, should the Lakers sign Scotty? I mean, the G League is super competitive now, so the fact that he's dropping that many points is definitely impressive. And here's how he was looking.
One free throw worth 2 points ties up the contest. With the Clippers, that's a great backdoor play. Gets it to Scotty Pippen Jr. That was just nice. That was on. You see him getting the rhythm. And I'll tell you, Scotty Pippen Jr., he is aggressive. He gets the and one. And you can see as soon as he got that ball with the 2 points so far in the contest, he's a guy that is if you can get it going. Pippen Jr. gets to the cup. Right there's Hatterson went in there and dug it out. And you can see he feels the mismatch. And now the great pass right there as Pippen Jr. And you love that. Clippers have gone into a zone set. And you can see they're making them go. Oh, nice play, up and under. That's a nice play right there. Great. The Clippers are right back in the lead, and that's something you want to see. You don't want to trade baskets, but that's Scotty Pippen Jr. gets 11 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Clippers chipping into that Lakers lead, only down by 2. Scotty Pippen Jr. goes up, and it just seems like whenever he gets to his space, that's one of those things that you like.
Now, one thing I really like about his game is just how poised he is with the basketball. I mean, you watch these highlights and take a look how confident he looks.
Great teamwork on the offensive end. And now you see Pippen Jr. goes up, goes under, just flipped it over his head. I like the way that looks. And that's one of those things. That's just being alert with Xavier Moon knowing the situation. And that's, oh my goodness, that is a big play. Gets fouled on the shot and will have the opportunity for a 4-point play. The Lakers will inbound the ball. Harrison will inbound the ball. Gets the ball over into Nicholas. Gets it back over to Pippen Jr. They're going to count the shot. Both teams are telling the officials a lot of contacts not being called, and that's one shot, and the Lakers get the rebound. Pippen Jr. gets to the cup, gets the layup. He's just such a calming force. And now the Lakers gets the ball back over to Scotty Pippen, thought about the shot, gets to the cup, gets the foul and one. And now the Clippers still up a score of 109-1.